Daniel, you've been hovering near my desk for about 10 minutes. Pull up a chair. Whatever it is, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't want to interrupt you if you were in the middle of something important.
My inbox can wait. What's going on?
It's it's probably something small. I've been trying to work through the client report template and I'm not sure I'm doing it the right way. I didn't want to keep going and then find out I'd done the whole thing wrong.
That is actually a very smart reason to stop. How long have you been stuck on it?
Honestly, about 2 days.
2 days on your own. Daniel, can I ask you something?
Sure.
What was stopping you from coming to ask sooner?
I guess I thought I should be able to figure it out myself. I didn't want you to think I couldn't handle the work.
I understand that completely, and I want you to hear something, because I mean it. Coming here and saying, I'm not sure I'm doing this right, can you help me, is not a sign that you can't handle the work. It's actually the opposite.
It doesn't feel like the opposite when you're the new person.
No, it really doesn't, does it? When I started here, I spent 3 weeks quietly redoing a whole section of a project because I was too proud to ask. 3 weeks. And at the end of it, my manager looked at it for about 90 seconds and said, "This isn't what we needed." I could have asked on day one.
That's genuinely painful to hear.
It was genuinely painful to live through. So, the report template. Show me where you got stuck.
It's the third section where it asks for the projected figures. I wasn't sure if that meant our internal projections or the ones we share with the client, because the instructions say final approved numbers, but some of the example files I found use completely different figures.
Good catch. That is actually a real inconsistency in our templates, and you are not the first person to hit it.
Oh, genuinely, thank goodness for that.
The short answer is, for that section, you always use the client-facing numbers. The internal ones stay in the working file. But here's a better habit than remembering rules. Whenever you're unsure which version something means, just ask the person who owns the document.
So I could have emailed you 2 days ago and asked, could you clarify what this section is asking for?
Exactly, and that email would have taken you 40 seconds to write and me 2 minutes to answer. That phrase, "could you clarify," is your best friend in this office. It doesn't sound confused, it sounds careful.
Could you clarify? I like that. It sounds like I'm checking, not like I'm lost.
That's exactly the difference. There's another one I use all the time, too. I want to make sure I'm approaching this correctly before I go further. It's not asking for the answer, it's telling the other person you're being thorough.
That changes how it feels entirely. Because I'm not saying I don't know, I'm saying I'm being careful.
Which is true. You are being careful. That's not a weakness. That's how good work gets done.
Can I ask you something else, actually?
Of course.
If I come back tomorrow with another question, or later this week, is that okay? I don't want to become the person who asks about everything.
There's a difference between asking about everything and asking about the right things. What you came here with today, a genuine point of confusion that was going to affect the quality of the work, that is always worth asking about. The thing to avoid is asking before you've actually tried. Give it a real attempt first. Then, if you're still stuck, come find me.
Give it a real attempt first, then ask.
And when you do ask, be specific. Don't come and say, "I don't understand the report." Come and say exactly what you told me today. "I'm looking at section 3 and I'm not sure which figures belong here." That tells me immediately where to help you.
Right. The more specific I am, the faster you can actually help me.
And the more capable you sound, because a specific question shows you've already been thinking. A vague question just sounds like you haven't opened the document.
That's a little bit brutal, but it's fair.
It's completely fair, and you know it. Now, the figures for section 3. Let me show you where they live in the system so you can finish this today.
That would be yes, thank you. And I mean that genuinely, not just as something to say.
I know you do. One more thing before we look at the file.
Yeah?
Next time you're standing outside someone's desk for 10 minutes working up the courage to knock, just knock. The version of this conversation you were afraid of, it doesn't exist. Nobody in this office is sitting here hoping you'll fail quietly.
That's actually really good to know. I think I needed to hear that more than I needed the answer about the figures.
You needed both. Now let's fix your report.
Let's fix my report.